where he died 10 years ago. He was my friend, and I had to see this grave for myself, to visualize and confirm everything, and to see exactly what happened and where it happened. This tragedy that can still bring a good night's sleep skidding to a halt. The surf breaks on rocky shingle below me, and Bladder Wrack lies exposed like intestines among driftwood and boulders, the anemones pulsing in little rock pools like yellow hearts, as if trying to keep the great beast of the sea alive. There is such struggle for life everywhere, but the entropic nature of the universe cannot be denied. Things fall apart, and that's that. This is the place where Eva Ruiz, a French-born woman who runs the only hotel in the village, tells me he is buried, but I'm not sure which grave is his. "He was a polite man, your friend," she said this morning, serving me coffee in the terraced garden behind her pink-faced hotel, which is perched on a cliff overlooking the sea. "I liked him very much." "That was a long time ago. You must have had so many guests," I said. Her hands fluttered in her lap like a pair of white moths. "Oh no," she insisted. "I remember him well, your Dr. Benjamin. A small and very sensitive man, and a Jew, as I recall. He had a bushy mustache and wore thick glasses and was kind to my daughter, you see. My mother remembers that sort of thing. Suzanne still refers to him." "May I speak with your daughter?" "That is impossible, I'm afraid. She has been sent away to school in Nice." Her face grew rigid, and the moth-like hands flew to her neck, as if she might strangle herself before my very eyes. "The way he died," she said. "It was too sad, really, and so ill-considered." "Pardon?" "From my viewpoint, of course. Given my situation, you see, I am a widow. One has to take many things into account." "I'm afraid you confuse me, madame," I said. "Do I?" She leapt to her feet and looked out the window. "I have no gift for words, I'm afraid. I say the wrong things. It used to exasperate my husband, who was an officer under General Franco. He met the general on 2 or 3 occasions." I realized there was no point in interrogating her further, but it interested me that Benjamin had made such an impression on her. She could not have known him well. If my calculations are correct, he was only here in Port-Bao for a day or so, in early October 1940, the last day of his life. Nevertheless, Madame Ruiz had been able to shed impressive tears on his behalf when I first mentioned that he was my friend. Mascara streaked her powdery cheeks, making black lines that followed and deepened the heavy creases in her skin. Her broad forehead was a plinth for the tall black statue of her hair. I supposed that in her youth she would have been a formidable beauty, but now she was appalling. He had several friends with him, as I recall. They were all quite pleasant, a middle-aged woman and her son, and another man, I think, a Belgian teacher or accountant, I forget which. They had come a great distance on foot, over the mountains. The poor things were exhausted. It was a common route for Jews, was it not? For Jews, yes, and others. I did my best to make it easy for them, but it was never easy, you see. The border guards were vigilant, and the local police, you could never trust them. She whispered under her breath that General Franco was not especially sympathetic to the Jews. This hardly surprised me. The history of the Jews in Spain has been an anguished one, going back to Isabella and Ferdinand, who did their best to scatter us to the ends of the earth. The fires of pogroms licked the night skies as shiploads of Jews cast off for Africa or the Middle East.